Oh
I
no,
was gonna
did
say
I
mine's been
dox
going.
all of my family members this whole time?
Depends on how nice our editor is.
So my
I'll
brother-in-law
probably cut it
Joe,
out.
his last name is, and his address is, and I'm really excited to go visit between these weeks when he'll be out of town.
Hmm. Why are you going out of town? Joe seems like a nice guy.
Well, he's going out of town, and I'm robbing his house.
Yeah. Why are you robbing the nice person?
You know, there's copper plumbing in there somewhere.
We're still doing copper, and then
Probably.
probably.
I mean,
actually, yeah. I feel
in
like that
the
doesn't go out 'cause
area,
it's in the lines.
yeah, in the area that he and my sister live, they have a lot of older, like colonial style homes. So it's probably like got a bunch of retrofitted copper shit in it. But as a man of the hardware in the year 2025, I recognize if you're not using shark bite and pecs, you're doing this whole thing with one arm behind your back.
X like man breast.
Pecs with an X. It's like flexible poly pipe instead of that white PVC. And shark bite fittings you can just plug it straight into.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's real fucking easy. I'm a huge fan.
Oh, holy shit! Oh my! I see
so-
what you're. Yes, actually.
Yeah, it's insane. If you
Oh
ever
my
want to
God.
impress like a father-in-law and tell him like, yeah, I got you. Let me do your plumbing for you. Get 50 feet of pecs. Get like maybe 5 shark bite fittings, and you can get from anything to anything.
Dude, I still remember this time growing up, our main water line busted. So my grandfather, instead of like me to fix it, he was like, "All right, we're gonna do this ourselves."
Hell yeah!
Here's what we're gonna do: we're gonna dig 12 feet under the yard. I'm going to need you to look for the wet dirt, and
Okay.
whenever we find the wet dirt, we're gonna dig another 5 feet to the pipe. Then I'm gonna need you to stick your hand through the little hole through the dirt through the copper pipe, please. Actually, that might have been PVC, but still.
It was probably PVC if they're running it underground.
Yeah, but still. So it's that shit sucks. And then,
I get it. I get it.
And then after that, so that was like the first like hour. Oh, now we have to. Not gonna change our clothes. We're just gonna go in sopping wet.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna look for the pipe, and then we're gonna go back home, and we're gonna have to dig a little bit bigger hole, like really get the pipe in there, connect it to the joint. So have fun with that. There, and I did it. We got the job done. This X pipe might be where it's at.
So like
Is it heavy? Is it heavy and hard to? It doesn't look heavy or like hard to move around.
no, it's pretty thin wall stuff. You'll traditionally use like your regular PVC like under the house and everything. And then PEX is going to go into all of your sinks, all of your toilets, anything like that. A lot of people will just run PEX vertically through the walls as well.
Okay.
But
okay, I see pictures.
You know, it's just one of those things where
just things not being
shoot,
heavy
washer and dryer.
like,
I think you can use it too now. Actually, I think they come with rubber hoses. They should.
Yeah, it's just when things are not heavy and not on the angle that they have to be used at, they're so much more enjoyable to use.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
The greatest invention since sliced bread.
Penicillin.
Shark bite.
Actually, sliced bread is really old. The toilet. Penicillin.
And also One Piece.
Let's go.
So
True.
we're the Antibodies. We're talking about One Piece. This is chapters plural, numbers plural, 1166 and 1167. 1166 opens up with a nice little fall themed kind of Thanksgiving-esque spread, I suppose. Everybody's sharing food, everybody's dressed in their comfies, I suppose. And then we immediately get into the action, or I suppose the fallout of the action. We see Rock's not dead, but clearly dying on the ground. Garp and Roger beat to shit next to him. And then we see the God's Knight silhouettes, and then it clears up that they're coming to come finish off Rocks. He has a little bit of a monologue that seems like it's more soliloquy internally. And then right before the sword is plunged into him, we see again that weird outline that looks like it might be the voice of all things. He says, "Oh, right, I forgot to say something. Thanks." And immediately cut to the island sinking in upon itself while Gaben and Rayleigh are taking Garp and Roger to safety. So it wasn't just the metaphysical, they erased it from the map world government, like, theoretically. It also did fall into the ocean and crumble and disappear, but it was not space lasered like Marjorie Taylor Greene might have hoped. From there, we kind of start seeing everybody put the pieces back together. Roger wakes back up. Everybody's there celebrating Rayleigh and his new counterpart. Significant. I don't know.
She the boo thing. We can admit it.
She the ball and chain. Let's be real.
I mean, clearly.
And they pop open the chest and find a goddamn baby.
Ooh. Goo gaga.
Yeah, we know this baby though, so whatever. We'll get into it later, I guess. We see the kind of celebration throughout. No, this baby got some rat boy tendencies. It looks like
A little bit.
The rest of the world seems to be celebrating that the Rocks pirates have disbanded now that the God Valley incident has been put to rest. We see Garp and Sengoku having a little tiff, heart to heart, whatever you want to call it. They raise their voices at each other, and this is kind of where we start to see the context of Garp knows how fucked up the Navy is, but, you know, we understand why he's kind of doing what he does to be a buffer. Loki does not take the news very well about Rock's death, and Harold takes it even worse, it seems like, because he's really in on the sunk cost fallacy here. I've lost so much due to this whole world government bullshit thing, so I obviously have to stay the course and keep digging deeper. But, 99% of gamblers cash out before that one big win, so we'll see how it goes.
True.
Yeah.
And then we see Dragon in prison, and Garp basically accepting the role of bad dad who he hates, but also giving him the key because he recognizes, yeah, that boy's gonna do some shit. And then the chapter basically just ends with Harold really putting the final nail in his own coffin, I guess, and outright basically like claiming to the world, I'm gonna be a slave for the world government. And then he ripped off his fucking horns because the sins of the father or whatever? I don't know.
Yeah. In this world, the sins of the father apply to the. Also, every world government loves a humiliation ritual.
True. Speaking of humiliation rituals, we kind of immediately get into it in 1167, really. But first, there's a reader request for the chapter cover, and it's Gen and Nojiko scolding a cat trying to steal a book, but they're not really mad. And you know what? I fucking feel it.
Cute
But
throwback.
whatever.
Cute throwback.
Panel 1, page 1. People are making a big old ruckus about
Page one.
some sort of monsters in the mist or whatever. Pepe? Turns out Monster in the Mist is just a giant who is a slave to the world government. Because Harold's going out bashing up pirate ships, and a lot of folks have never seen a giant before, let alone an ancient giant. Ugly, ugly stuff. Only it gets uglier, because towards the end of the next page, we see a little speech bubble, I suppose, that says, "A Shallows Covenant?" And that's when we start getting into the depth of bullshit that the Gorosei, that the Gods Knights, that Emu's running the scam all around.
That's about time we figured out what was going on here.
Right.
Yeah, I think a few months ago I had said something along the lines of like, maybe Emu has to have like a certain amount of affinity with you to be able to possess you. And this is kind of the scaling that maybe I didn't really have in mind at the time, but it makes sense because as they present it to him, they say, it's the Shallows Covenant. You're a devoted blade. You're not a God's Knight yet. You're just a guy that's a helper. But, you know, as you get deeper into the world government, when you reach the Depths Covenant and then the Abyssal Covenant, then all will be revealed to you. And they're running that whole scam of, when you finally reach the Abyssal Covenant, then Elbaf can join the world government. Only
But
the
it's
Abyssal Covenant, yeah, seems to be when Emu can just brainjack you at will. Who knows,
I
though?
mean, you know,
Who knows?
who knows? Elbaf's part of the world government at that point. Why do I care?
I mean, yeah, that's
True.
his
True.
very single-minded goal at this point.
You know, it's kind of like a Wakanda the Wakanda Forever mindset. In that way,
Kind of, though. Like, we're looking at this like, I need Elbaf to be part of the world government so that way people will stop looking at the Giants for all of the heinous things they did in the past when they weren't part of the world government, when they were just giant pirates going around fucking shit up. And you know how he's doing that to get into the world government? He's going around fucking shit up, making people more afraid of giants than ever.
nothing like a good old rise and race tension. You know, it's almost like we would have shared vibranium with our countries, you know, with our continent men, kinfolk.
Who would have thought?
Thought maybe things would have gone differently in the you.
All I'm gonna say is, in the Marvel universe where Wakanda doesn't hoard all of the deep earth rare metal, I'm pretty sure there's an imbalance of power where suddenly Martin Luther King is white.
Probably. But you know,
White
what's
man
cool?
shows
We
up.
Still get the X-Men.
Swinging their fucking bullshit around, and then suddenly they're met with, "What the fuck is that? Why is it flying?"
We have civilization.
No, but
too.
I think this is very astute, I would say, this chapter here, where we're basically just watching like one man succumb to fascism at like every opportunity.
This
Feels
is
very
true.
familiar to my worldly experiences right now.
Yes.
But you know what? Harold doesn't care. He's happy to be, you know, a government stooge or whatever, even so far as he goes down to see his old buddy Neptune. And they're joshing about their kids, you know, oh, they're going to be such handfuls when they grow up. We should get them married. Maybe.
We could do that.
You never know. We get the flashback of Saul coming back. This is a weird one where he's a fugitive from the world government, but Harold, being the government stooge that he is, doesn't rat him out. Especially given that, like, his whole thing about being wanted by the world government is because of O'Hara. And
Oh, yeah.
that's, the Void Sentry's a big, big no-no. But we'll see where that kind of loops back around on itself, because we very quickly cut away from that, and we see a very familiar scene with a certain fishman escaping from Marie Joie. Fisher Tiger, the
goat.
the guy who inspired the whole situation, I suppose, with
Both
Nami
inspired
and
Jinbei
Arlong and
Long.
Jinbei. It really is a first and second son situation. First son goes out, spends all his money, comes back. Second son comes back with a wife and kids and some shit.
Pretty much.
But there is a very sneaky silhouette that breaks his chains and then informs him that the armory is unlocked. So it's not just Fisher Tiger escaping, now it becomes a whole revolution. Of course, that is kind of a shape that we are familiar with when we see the silhouette of the face and the sword in their hand. And after all of this kind of plays out, Harold and Shanks come face to face. They pretend not to really know each other at all, but there's probably some bullshit there because, whatever.
Yeah,
Everybody's
Just
connected
running
in
with
one
the-
piece.
Yeah. Shanks was running with the Rogers crew. Did something. They found out his. He has
Well, it
the
probably
saint
wasn't
in front of his name.
that hard, yeah. But we get a panel with him and Shamrock side by side, kind of catching back up. Saint Shanks and Saint Shamrock. A fucking whittle wat.
Not just that, he's a sword of God.
Which has me wondering if he has a tattoo.
He has to.
Maybe. I mean, they put one on Harold for being a devoted blade, and he's not even a sword of God. Shanks is kind of going off on a little monologue about, I always knew I was special. I hate all the pores. So he's overselling it, obviously. But you know what? Once a rat, always a rat. So Shanks D Rat stays undefeated. Undefeated. Back in Elbaf, things are not going particularly well. It seems that Ida has fallen ill, and as everybody is, kind of struggling with the reality of that situation, we start to see just how much Loki actually cares about her. Obviously, he couches it in ways that are a little more abrasive. Talking about, oh, I need you to get better so I can hang out at your bar again because it's cozier, what the fuck ever. But it's very, very shortly after that he finds out from his own clan or whatever that they've been poisoning her with some kind of spores or what the fuck ever, mushroom shit. And, you know what? He's a good little boy. He's a good son. Pillages the entire village, basically wipes his bloodline off the map, and says she has to live because she's the only mom I have. Because he fucking hates his actual mom for good reason.
Yeah. Very good reason
And
to pull Loki there.
that kind of is where it drops us off here. We have kind of an idea of why he's going to be chained to the World Tree later on. Not just because of, the shit he's doing now, but that plants the seed for Harold getting possessed and Loki needing to off him the same way Rox needed to be offed.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Let's open up the floor. We got 2 full chapters worth of Meshuggah here.
Meshuggah. Yes.
None of it felt good.
Well, yeah. How do you feel about us being correct about us going back into the Harold flashback now?
I'm so fucking mad. I'm so fucking mad. I thought, okay, maybe it'll happen while I'm out of town. And then here we are, 2 fucking weeks later, still in the thick of it.
I mean,
Into
we're
the
still
thick of
gonna
it?
be in the thick of it.
Probably
'cause
another like 3 chapters before we get back to Luffy punching somebody.
if not
Maybe.
longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna have like fucking like 15 episodes of running through Kaido's castle again before he fights somebody.
No, we're
Well,
going
I mean-
seasonal to avoid that.
Oh, okay, good.
But no, I feel like we're gonna get Harold finding out about Ida and his reaction to that. We're gonna find out about Loki confronting Harold about being a dog for the world government.
Mhm.
And then we're going to get the showdown between him and Possess Harold, which will probably take at least a couple of chapters. And then we'll get the aftermath and the people get mad and locking him up before we even get back to the present. So I'm saying we've got at least like 5-6 chapters.
I think we got 2 months because you have to remember we're about to hit the holiday season. And
That
that's a
too.
shit ton of holidays.
Yeah.
Why would you say that?
I think like 2-3 months. Really. But it's all good. That's the thing. Like it's all.
I
it's all
mean,
good
for
stuff.
these-
flashback piece, I am enjoying it. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Even-
I'm always
even
a
for
sucker for the
flashback piece.
flashback piece. So I'm hype.
Yeah.
These have been
Maybe the
high
last-
octane flashbacks.
I think these
True.
last 2 flashbacks, the big ones, so the Uma and the Loki Harold Rocks flashback triple pack.
Goddamn.
I think this late in the game we have some like new additions to the top 5 best flashbacks of all of One Piece, guaranteed.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. This is some good payoff. At this point, do we care what? Like really? At this point, does it matter?
Tier list of One Piece moments. We have like all of the fight scenes and flashbacks in here, and then the reveal of what the One Piece is in like D tier.
You're right.
It's like we fucking called this on fucking Reddit. Fucking
Oh, it was just a big plug in the bottom of the ocean. Who would have thunk it?
it's like it's very funny. It's very funny. A very funny joke you did there, Oda.
You got
Very
us.
funny.
You got us for
Haha.
years, but AI sussed you out.
Oh my goodness.
The AI will always suss you out.
I do have a really weird thing that I've kind of thought of with this reveal of like all the different depths of like Covenant and shit with Emu. Maybe that's why Blackbeard is so hard up for the Yami Yami no Mi. Because Davy Jones and Emu had a whole abyss thing going on. So maybe that is something similar as far as like being able to wield the abyssal power that Emu has without actually succumbing to it because it's in the form of a devil fruit instead.
Maybe because we have
But,
confirmation that Nika, the person, and we have the Nika fruit. So it would make sense that if Emu is some sort of mythological person,
I thinking
would be a
exactly.
there would be a devil fruit about this. This is fair.
It's not a Logia.
Okay.
It's a Zoan.
Well, no. The Yami
There's a
Yami is
reason-
a Logia.
Well,
Only
it presents as a Logia,
But just
but
'cause
that
it's
was the same
presenting-
thing that Luffy's
yeah.
fruit was presenting as, was the rubber fruit.
yeah, it was the Paramecia.
So
Or is it
I'm
Paramithia?
thinking the
Whatever.
reason that it seemed like Blackbeard, even though he had a Logia fruit, could still get the shit kicked out of him by Ace until he actually activated it and started sucking up all of the fire into his whatever. Maybe it's because it's not a Logia at all, and he's just a fucking lying cuck.
Could see it.
That's a super possible, actually.
I also feel like I don't know where we stand on the whole Shanks D Rat thing, but if Shanks did have his tattoo, and his tattoo was on his arm, and then he got his arm bitten off, saving Luffy, that might make him immune to the possession now, and that's why he's like gone and flipped back. Because it definitely does seem like he was playing the whole, because like he did ride with Rogers. I'm assuming this is after, I think it was actually confirmed that this was after the One Piece was found. So he's already found the One Piece. Yeah. So he's already found the One Piece, and then as like
he and Buggy were kids when they got left behind because they were sick.
So then, as like an older adult, he then supplements himself into the Celestial Dragon group, and like we said, he's selling it really fucking hard. I hate everything down there. Like, okay, buddy, whatever. But you know, people up there don't really know any better, so so it looks like he's kind of been playing the long con, I guess. You know? Because he knew that he couldn't be the one to bring about the new age. He knew that he needed somebody else to do it. So, you know, this is him playing long con, I think. People are going to hate me for it, but hey, I still have some faith in Shanks.
I mean, it's pretty clear he's the one that freed Fisher Tiger. But like, my big thing is he still has the bandages on his eye when he shows up here, which means he must have just recently gotten it like clawed out by Teach.
Possibly.
Is that how he got this?
Because Blackbeard's the one that scratched his face or whatever, gave him that scar.
Okay. I had forgotten
So there is some weird timing here where he is getting himself in good with Emu and the Celestial Dragons and the Gorosei and everybody because he has that connection there. And it is almost immediately after somebody that would have been, I guess, public enemy number 1 would have been encountered with, or he would have encountered.
Adding on to this, I scrolled back in the chapter. Harold's mark is on the left arm. The armbands are on the left arm. And
that's the one Shanks lost, yeah?
That's the one that Shanks lost.
Okay, we cooking.
So when he said he gave up the arm as an investment, maybe that was also a double like entendre thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And just a little historical sprinkling. Mihawk has mentioned he's not worth dueling because he doesn't have his main sword arm anymore. I mean, Shanks was a lefty, and typically we see left-handed people be treated quite unfairly and any circumstances.
No, it's true. Okay, I like it. It's all starting to come together. The pieces are starting to align.
A lot of sauce here. A lot of sauce here. They've given us the keys to the kingdom, if you will.
Just a little bit. Well, not yet. We're not in the Abyssal Covenant. So.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
True.
They will give us the keys to the kingdom around the same time Elbaf becomes recognized by the world government.
Yeah, exactly. Right around that time.
Okay. Well, I trust them. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, they have no reason to lie to us.
Yeah.
No. They're just like us.
None at all.
I know we've kind of already gotten some predictions out there. Is there anything else that we want to throw out and see if it sticks? Maybe, possibly.
I just kind of think it's really cool that Loki slaughtered that whole village.
Yeah.
Like, actually, I think that's kind of sick of him to do that for his. To be fair,
big respect.
Yeah, murder is bad, but if you're going to murder like this.
I mean,
what is
this before
do it
the
fully and for a cause? I probably have to cut that out.
he did this before he got his devil fruit too, because they said the treasure of Elbath went missing when Harold was like killed or whatever, and I think that's what they were talking about was a devil fruit at that point in time.
Probably.
So, assuming that's the fruit that Loki has, bro's fucking insane. But I mean, he's basically like the Undertaker of giants, so that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
You know what? There is no basically. He's just the Undertaker of giants.
The treasure of Elbath is going to be
The friends we made along the way.
It's going to be the Nika Nika fruit, and Shanks is there.
That might be it, honestly.
King Harold was killed 14 years ago, and I'm pretty sure Luffy ate his fruit about 10, 12 years ago. And
something interesting about that. Did Shanks have his arm still when he took the fruit?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering.
Yep, 13 years before the current timeline, King Harold died 14 years. It would take about a year to get from Elbath all the way back to the East Blue. Especially if you're on the run from the world government.
Interesting. I'm wondering how much that first covenant really affects things then. If, like the Gorosei or like Emu couldn't just teleport onto Shanks's ship and
I think
fuck shit up to get that fruit back.
I don't know, maybe it's like the first level in any good MLM. You're just kind of in there. We'll call you if we need you. You're invited to some of the meetings, but you have to really prove yourself.
Yeah.
Get the sick teleporting power.
I don't know. We'll have to see, I guess, the context here in the next couple of chapters when we figure out finally what that fucking pentagram on the floor of the castle is about. Or how it got there, I guess. If it needed to be like set up in advance, or if they could just use like a dude with a tattoo as a beacon to teleport to them. But shit's fucked. One Piece crazy good this week.
One Piece has been crazy good the past 2.5 years.
I
feel like
some parts of Egghead I didn't really like.
Like since the big fruit reveal, things have been crazy.
Yeah. I was like, since the end of Wano, shit has just been going like nonstop crazy hard. Like Egghead was such a good arc. Get some
Can't wait to be done with Wano in the anime, man. Holy crap.
I still need to watch Wano
in the anime. It's fucking long. Oh my god. I'm on like episode 1015, and it's been like 100 chapters of like, we're gonna raid Kaido's castle. They haven't even fucking started fighting Kaido until like episode 1000.
Oh, but I bet the fight looks good.
Oh yeah. Hype for seasonal releases, because it's just gonna make it so much better. They're gonna fix the pacing. It's gonna be so nice.
They're gonna. Okay, so not only are we gonna have the seasonal release of the, we're gonna be getting this Studio Wit One Piece remake here shortly, which will also be seasonal.
Ooh.
Damn, it's good to be a One Piece fan.
True.
I fuck with it. And you know what? If there's one thing we can rely on Studio Wit for, it's that they're not going to just have the like 2 body shapes for women.
Kristen, you're live?
You're
streaming on Twitch?
Wait, am I actually? Oh, I hit stream and not record.
This is fine. We can keep going. I just got the notification on my phone.
Oh shoot, let me tune in real quick.
Yeah, I'm tuning in. No, just keep it
Let
up.
me watch the Antibodies podcast.
Yeah.